Oh, here we go.
What's good about the graphic
Yeah.
is we're being live streamed.
We are being live streamed.
That graphic with the big 43K in it makes it easy to spot.
See.
That is us.
Hello, peoples.
Oh, there we are. Hello.
Yeah. There it is. And I get a little notification when Spencer Jowitz goes live.
Hi, peoples.
That's just dandy.
And Jeff just liked it, so I can find it on my screen. That's fantastic.
See?
That makes life easier.
It always makes life easier. I like when life is easy. Life is too difficult sometimes. We have 5 people in the room already. Hey, peeps, how you doing?
No.
Welcome to another Thursday night here at the virtual Cantina. We're here for the watch along. My name is Spencer. I am going to be your host and your producer for the evening. Yes, I haven't produced in a while because I was in Facebook jail for some particular reason. From
nonsense.
2 years ago. Yes. But first and foremost, we're here with Jeff, who got the memo, or didn't get the memo about wearing the hat. But
I was going to wear mine backwards, but it doesn't say virtual canteen on the back. So
yes,
if it did, it would be way cooler.
But then also we how you doing there, Jeff?
Good. Oh, look at Dave's got special hat that's hard to read.
X-Wing Fire Captain, very nice. Hey,
there
Jen.
We go.
Hey, Martin, how are you, Martin? We'll talk about Martin a little bit because Martin has a very special cameo in this panel, which we'll show a little bit later.
I think I saw his comment earlier.
Yes, but also we got Dave. How are you, sir?
I am doing well. How about you?
I am doing fantastic. And hello, Mr. Notman. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be watching a very special panel. We're going to be watching the 40th, sorry, 40th already.
40th.
The 20th,
a couple decades.
The 20th anniversary panel for the Attack of the Clones, which was one of the 2 full panels that they... 40th. Someone's going to put the sound down. One of the 2 panels that was actually posted on, surprisingly, on the StarWars.com webpage and their YouTube, which is rather odd, I thought, because they usually in the past have made it very easy for us to watch panels.
Yeah, it was weird this time.
But can someone, one of you two, drop the URL into the Facebook chat? But yeah, this is a fantastic panel. I'm very excited about it. A little bit of housekeeping right now. First and foremost, we are less than 2 weeks away from the deadline. If you're interested in getting a limited edition virtual Cantina hockey jersey, which will be available for not only for the winter and fall cons that are coming up, but also for Star Wars Celebration Europe, which, it's going to be a little bit chilly there. So a long sleeve shirt will go very nice over there. Mr. Dave, the Jedi of 83.
I thought that was, yeah.
I would have to say, dude, is that if you're able to snag tickets and roll in there with a Jedi 83 into Europe, that good timing there.
It could be. It could be.
Yeah. So, but if you guys are interested, there's a post on the page right now. It's $100. You can choose your number. However, there's a package that if you choose to have a nameplate put on it, will include shipping for $120 or $130 for international. So check a look at that. Also, all leftover Ubuntu Eve t-shirts are on sale now for $20. We will have a contest later on, a trivia contest. I have the question all prepared. Special gift tonight because, I'm pretty excited. Last minute, Ewan McGregor has been announced for Fan Expo Boston, which when I texted Frank, there was some expletive words in the text message, which were absolutely fantastic. And I was joshing about that on Twitter. But yeah, Ewan's coming to Boston, which is already part of an incredible lineup, which includes Ashley, Giancarlo, Carl Weathers, Gina Carano, Kevin Smith, Charles Scholl. I mean, we're talking about some serious Star Wars actors going to be there already, and now they announced Ewan McGregor. So it's pretty nice that we're going to get him, especially since we were supposed to get him 2 years ago in Boston, and then that COVID thing happened. So I'm excited about that, as Frank is. But we're all getting ready for con season. A lot of great stuff for con season. I know Dave, you're getting stoked because the same weekend I'm going to Terrificon. You got a big Galaxy Con. Like they're adding people like left and right. Like
They totally are, and they're adding people of just vast, hugely different kind of places. I mean, we got Stargirl from the CW. That was apparently a big star announcement.
They mentioned DC, like I said.
But Richard Dreyfuss dropped. Yeah. We've got Carrie Jones. We've got Ashley. We've got Matt. We've
Katie.
got. So that
Katie.
Yep, Katie Sackhoff. We've got Carlo. Will be there. Did I say Carrie Jones?
You did.
I did. See, I'm excited about that one.
No Time for Love, Carrie Jones.
Yeah. That's a good mashup right there.
There you go. Thank you. You can totally make a shirt, a chrysanthemum with an Indiana Jones hat, and just say "No Time for Love," Carrie Jones.
I was actually already thinking about that. I'm like, that would be a good shirt, right there.
We're always thinking good shirts. We have a new shirt going to be coming out very shortly too. Another one of our Yippee shirts. So keep a lookout for it. But yeah, very excited about that. And I know the panel selection has been announced for GalaxyCon. There's a couple of good panels in there for you to check out.
Oh, absolutely. Some, the Star Trek Q&As, the Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Yeah, I know Notman would love to hear. I'll go live for you, man.
Speaking of Notman, I hope you're doing well, Governor, with your surgery. Hope you're on the mends. Speaking on the mends, how are you, Jeff?
I'm a lot better. I've had some flare-ups of some medical problems, and thankfully my doctor was able to get them under control, as opposed to me going to random urgent care physicians, and not random, but the same facility, but just not the same doctor every time, and getting semi okay treatment versus what I should get specifically for me.
Right.
So I feel a lot better now. I'm able to move around and do what I need to do in a much better fashion the last few days, which is very nice. Having joints that are giving me massive pain when I try to move is
joints are not supposed to give you massive pain.
Yeah, it's supposed to give you other things, but that's beside the point.
Yes.
So yeah, I feel a lot better. Glad you asked. Thank you. I'm to the point where I'm sort of back to where I was, except for a couple minor things, celebration or pre-celebration, which is good. I broke myself in celebration and have been mending since then, but and also had other issues before that, but
sure. Well, we're glad to hear that you're doing a lot better.
Nothing like today, Mr. Notman. No surgeries, but
no hawk in the truck. Too late. So our friend, the family, Leilani Shu, announced that she's going to be at San Diego Comic-Con, which is actually pretty nice for those who are going to be going out over there. But and Leilani was actually a guest recently on the Skywalking Through Neverland podcast, which was great that she was on that show. But what's going on over at the VCN there, Dave?
I'm glad you asked, because actually I'm building kind of as we speak, but launched a new playlist tonight, just so you'd have a place to view this if you would like to. A lot of people have had troubles finding a lot of the celebration panels, so we have a new playlist over there, which is the Celebration 2022 panels playlist. So just kind of a conglomeration and putting all those things, all the released panels that we can find on the YouTube, the clone panel, the Mando panel, some of the stuff from the live stage with Hayden and Ewan and Rosario. So just putting all that stuff in like kind of a one-stop shop place for you all.
That's absolutely fantastic. Well, thank you very much for doing that. And of course, if you're you got some unboxings or want to do some show and tells, please send them over to us. What's the email they can send their videos over to?
You can send your stuff. You can either, private message me through the Facebook page, David O'Neill, or you can send them to virtual cantina network at gmail.com or the virtual cantina network at gmail.com.
Which is very, very, very exciting. Yeah, so we're, like I said, we're all on the march right now towards it's con season, but also March of Celebration. I mean, tickets went on sale last week. There are still
Can we just do
tickets.
this?
Yeah,
we
we literally just did this. The tickets are on sale right now. Friday, Sunday, and Monday tickets are available right now still. No word on a secondary market yet, but Light was taken down off of the main page, so I assume that they're going to be not being used this time. But we also announced as well that on the 5th of April at the WXYZ bar at the Aloft in Excel, London, is going to be the Not So Virtual Cantina 2. So for those who, hey, Jeff, why don't you talk about the experience of the Not So Virtual Cantina in Anaheim?
It was basically, a huge get together. Everybody just kind of came in, showed up when you had opportunity, came by, hung out, chatted up some people, had a drink. They did some swag trading. There was all kinds of odd little pocket entities going on, whether or not they were related to Not So specifically, but I think just having the con there would do that. People are going to gravitate to a space like that regardless. So you're going to run into people that you may not expect to find. And, in some cases it could be, a guest or, somebody else, an artist or somebody that you didn't expect to run across, or just a person that you've known online for who knows how long that you just didn't get a chance to meet yet. I was doing that a lot on that Tuesday night, except that I ended up showing up late because I had to do a second run to the house for cosplay needs, which ended up being more than I needed to do.
Well, yeah, but we're glad that you made it, and we're also we're looking forward to our next Not So Virtual Cantina event. It'll be interesting to see how the European version of our events play out. But it will still be fun. So we have 11 people in the group. I just want to remind you that we'll do a giveaway at the end of the panel tonight. There is a trivia question, so we'll ask at the end.
This panel is an hour long, just so anybody who hasn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
But make sure that you have queued up. If Jeff, you could pop it into the chat again.
Okay.
We're at a 5-minute warning right now. But shout out, how's everybody else doing out there? Shout out in the chat. Let us know how you're doing.
Crickets.
No one's there.
There we go.
Definitely more nudity at the European events. Well, good to know, Martin.
It depends on the party. I've been to some celebration events that had, more than expected a few times. And some of the venues were, just random, like a hotel lobby, for instance, or one of them was at a club. It was a gaggle of Hut Slayer Leias, as it were. And there was a lot of skin there. And they were all, not all, but many of them were dancing on the pole because there was a stripper pole at this club. That was quite fun. Anyways, I digress.
You digress. And of course, some shenanigans that some people decide to play a joke on in my bedroom in Anaheim, but we're not going to get into that because
what? I don't know what you're talking about.
you had nothing to do with that.
I didn't.
I have genuine reaction video to that of me reacting because I was semi privy, but not quite.
Yes. And of course, Mr. Notman's in the crowd. But we're not going to talk about that. But yeah,
Probably
we're
laugh.
very much excited about that. And like I said, we have a lot of things that are in the works. So things to be excited about. We're excited about Natso. We're excited about, the potential of Ubuntu 4. So yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. We have 3 minutes until we are going to be launching this panel. Hey, Blake, how are you? Martin, I hope you're having a great trip down in Florida. Martin flew over from England and is in Florida for the next couple of weeks. But yeah, shout out in the crowds, guys. If you're watching, welcome to first timers. We always like new blood to be joining us on the reg. That didn't sound very good. On the regular.
Okay, this is not a Facebook page of like vampire people.
That too.
This is not for like True Blood or whatever.
Yes, exactly. Oh, you're working with the Keys. Well, enjoy some great seafood down at the Keys. And hope you enjoy the rest of your trip as well. We're down 2 minutes. And that's pretty much it. We're excited, just excited about con season. I mean, celebration's one thing, and I always say to everybody, if you go to a con, then go to celebration, and then you go to a con afterwards. The other cons are a piece of cake. I'm really gonna be intrigued to hear, in August, how Dave looked at GalaxyCon after finally going to a celebration.
Well, and to see a post-COVID how much GalaxyCon comes back, because they're
Right.
trying to get bigger. They've announced tons more guests than they did for last year, and I personally know of a bunch of other people that are going that kind of stayed away for a while, but we'll see how the return goes. I mean, Heroes Con, just Comic Con only, was pretty big. And like I said, I've got to see what other cons I managed to end up at, because I keep looking at the list of guests for a lot of places, and I'm like, ooh, jealous. How far is it to drive to Rhode Island? Stuff.
Well, you're the first person I texted when they announced Ahmed Best to be in Rhode Island. So I was kind of like,
yes. The dates for Rhode Island are rough. I have been looking at. He's also going to be in Colorado Springs,
right,
in August, and I was like, ooh, Colorado.
Yes. So
That's
we're
stomping grounds, right?
absolutely. So we're about to start. Is everybody else queued up for this panel? You got your closed caption set up?
Oh,
All set.
click the button. That's all it takes in here.
Okay. So we're gonna start the panel in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
Woo.
It's weird how they use that Star Wars Celebration Live logo, even though this wasn't on the live stage.
Yep. Speaking of which, if you've watched the Clerks 3 trailer, some great Star Wars references.
Yeah. I want to know like how many sets of clothes that Ashley owns with like Ahsoka stripes. I think it's
Well,
All of
it's nice that she gets free stuff from her
her
universe.
universe.
yeah,
From her universe.
for her.
The universe she started.
Yes,
Her own. She has her own universe,
she's always so happy.
and,
Yeah,
and
she
I'm
does.
getting excited actually that they've started to do the kind of a more unisex and more stuff for guys and that.
Oh, her universe.
Yeah, I think it's there's
didn't know
a
that.
separate branch of that that's like their
It's called our universe. Yeah, I got an Ahsoka shirt last year for a con, but they have a really nice Anakin sweatshirt, like a Clone Wars Anakin sweatshirt. That's pretty cool.
I didn't really check their booth out much. I didn't do a lot of checking out of much on the floor.
Yeah,
You're
well,
kinda
I've
like
been
busy.
excited
Walk
about it.
through. Oh, hey George.
Oh, looky there.
At least he's not in a restaurant in the back corner, with
With
plates
mustard on his
clanking,
lapel.
saying,
It's
"Hi,
not.
I did episode 1 100 years ago. Never mind."
It's not a Snapchat either.
That's true. You could have put that cool filter in there. It would have been awesome.
I am not a cat.
Not
I am
that
George Lucas.
George
So you-
Lucas had showed up as a cat.
Use
That'd
the
be
big
hilarious.
background for Boonta Eve.
That would be fantastic.
Been funny. Hey, goldenrod's here.
Ooh.
So is Anthony Daniels above being MC anymore? Is that what it is?
I don't know. I'm gonna be intrigued to see what happens in Europe, whether or not, even
Or is it just
Warwick.
scheduling? Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, Warwick's an amazing host. So is Anthony. Like,
I am so
Um,
jealous that you're going to the Halcyon, Martin. Okay, so anybody who's watched this panel, it's just a tomorrow show.
it's kind of gets that
Basically.
way.
He kind of like
and Daniel.
upstages everybody.
There's some good bits here and there from other people,
Yeah, like
adding to the
Dan.
stories that he's telling. Ewan gets a good one in there, but it's
Oh,
something.
Well, yeah, like we talked about a couple times, that we've heard that story of Ewan and Daniel 1,000,001 times from Daniel, but to hear from Ewan, and it's word for word the same exact the way that Daniel's, released it. It's pretty awesome.
Exactly. That was the kicker, I think, was hearing Ewan tell it exactly as Daniel has told it for years.
Mhm.
So it's not like it was Daniel embellishing or making stuff up. That's how the story goes.
Yeah, Daniel definitely got some more street cred
Yeah,
when it was,
he's always very cool. So
Oh yeah, no, you know what I'm saying though.
So people who were in the audience there at the time it's hard to see on the panel. Were there more chairs already set out? There weren't there? So it wasn't a huge surprise that we got more than this first group of people.
I thought there was one more just now that they pulled off.
Well, I think one of the people that Martin can elaborate on that, but I believe Martin was one of the guys that actually brought up one of the chairs for Hayden, because they brought up 2 more chairs. So it's
Right.
kind of, they try to add a surprise.
Hmm.
By the way, Jason Dosey, I just want to say congratulations. He got engaged in Disney right after Celebration.
Oh, congratulations.
Nice.
That is cool.
I met Jason and his now fiance at that crappy con that I went to in Jersey.
Underattended con.
But the funny thing about that is that I met so many people that I started seeing them at other cons now, and I just met them at that con. So it's nice to see them going around.
Yeah.
Actually, our lawyer Tony went to Stranger Con, and it's run by the same company. And he's like, "Wow, you weren't kidding." I'm like, if they do one con like that, the next con's would be crappy as well. So
Yeah, there was some weird looking versions of that episode 1, episode 2 C3PO.
Right.
This is episode 2, obviously. But at least at this point, they've got some of the cooling things at least set up, if not, just handled better in general.
that's his Phantom Menace pop is what I'm going to get signed from him at Boston.
Oh,
Naked 3PO.
Naked 3PO. And because I already have the gold chrome version signed by him, so I figure I'll get the good version and the first version.
Disco Daniel here.
Yep.
Disco Anthony.
I love the fact that both Anthony and Ahmed are out of gear in the cantina, the bar scene.
Yeah, isn't it like within a few, like the next shot is
Yeah, it's like they're standing at the next table. So when Hayden's going by, they do a quick flash up of those two people.
It's weird how they had them come out handheld and not have them have lav mics on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they all had to come out with their own mic. A lot of times they'll leave them in the chair and you just pick it up and get there. It was weird. They handled things differently, and this was the main stage too. When I think I saw Matthew Wood on his way into this panel, because we were in the Rick Solo Chew Morty cosplay and happened to cross him coming around the backside to go into the arena. And I was like, "Can I get a quick photo?" He's like, "Yeah, he's got to get inside for a panel."
Nice.
Very cool. Yes, Ashley has the blue Ahsoka streaks in her hair.
Yeah, they've washed out a bit at this point. They were really very, very prevalent at one point when she put them in.
Well,
Right.
and I love the choice of her to host this because I mean she's Clone Wars, not 20th anniversary Clone Wars, but Clone Wars adjacent.
Yeah.
Right. She's very, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
She's deep in the Clone Wars, as it were.
Yes, absolutely.
I can listen to Doug Chang talk like forever.
Yeah, he's
Now,
amazing. Especially if you get to
there
see
was a
visuals of
Doug
what he's
Chang
done.
panel like all the way upstairs, not on the main page, but I think was it the Galaxy stage or something? The second, the big one upstairs.
Right.
That was a good panel to go to. I wish that I haven't found online. If anybody knows of where that Doug Chang and like the art and the creating the Mandalorian, if that's archived anywhere, let me know so I can add that to our playlist.
Yeah, I've been fascinated by his concept work and stuff, and talk about how he does his thing ever since the first celebration. Probably even video before that. Bonus feature stuff. Oh no, that would have been on the video app. I don't know. If you worked on the special editions, then probably. I can't remember.
John knows who any movie you watch on Disney Plus lately has been, you seeing his name in the credits.
Knows what he can do and he does it well. He's got 1 billion years of experience.
Right.
Remember-
Like there was a paperclip laying on the table in this scene. I designed that. It was the thing.
Green shirt guy, that was me.
And we could thank him, I guess, in the long form for Andor,
Oh, because it's an offshoot of Rogue One.
which was his idea. So
Yeah. That's pretty cool too, though. They could, ultimately pitch something like that.
okay, I love this. They're screaming for Tem to like a bantha, and Ashley's
Like a
like,
bantha.
what? And she's like, I don't get okay. She's like, okay,
And
Yeah,
that
he's like
is the point at
spanking.
which Ashley lost control of the panel.
yeah. She's like,
Now it's
okay,
the
cool.
Tamura show. Look at Daniel dying already.
And he's spanking the bantha.
Yep, you got to add that little spank in there.
So Martin says the mic situation really wasn't weird. It was a combination of what the town wanted and logistics of the panel. Oh,
That makes
very
sense.
cool.
Well, I mean, I guess
I just the
personally-
differences between like doing it that way versus doing it another way versus doing it a third way. Like how they, sometimes they have the table with everybody set up behind it with the mics, and I mean all the different panels vary so much sometimes.
Well, I mean, I can relate and see how the talent might want that because I mean they're sitting there talking in front of people just sitting as they want something to do with their hand.
Exactly.
But it also makes sense because I mean,
Unless you're doing like a bantha.
Yes. The one thing we always laughed about in professional wrestling is that if you only had one mic and you're cutting a promo against someone and someone else comes in to interrupt it, you have to hand them the mic.
Well, not that
So-
there would only be one mic. It would be that like they each would have like their own lav mic, or they would.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying it looks silly, handing a mic.
Having to pass the mic off is stupid. I've been at a lot of things where they did that, where they had one or two mics and they had to kind of share, but usually there's ends up being a couple people that talk more than the others, so they're sort of able to wrangle it. Oh, is that Captain?
There you go.
Ashley's got a serious bling on.
Joining in the panel, you got to get in the spirit of it.
Yes.
Oh, there you go. I don't have a Clone Wars helmet.
Yeah. This is just the old classic, like the Hasbro one from the actual time.
Right.
For kids.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's the right size for your head. Come on.
Well, actually, most helmets are not the right size for them.
Your giant noggin.
Kind of the way it goes.
Yep. I have the same problem.
Yeah. So I've been debating taking this with me to GalaxyCon and getting started on something stupid, which would, be a giant Clone Wars piece.
That's not a bad idea.
I mean, I could get it started with like 3 main characters immediately.
Right.
There you go.
A great display piece, especially since it doesn't fit as well as it should. You just put it on a shelf. Love how he has to get his hands are so much into the story. I flew.
This is such a great story about how he wanted to do a close-up and he didn't say anything. And then 3 months later, they flew him back to New Zealand to do the close-up shot of the same line and then sent him home.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's like, oh, I should just
I
direct.
mean, we should have got that shot. That's why he should have been the director.
Well, and it had to be like a shot where he's not wearing the helmet, because any other time it's cue the next Jango Fett.
Right.
Yeah, they could put
Yet
anybody.
another guy like wearing the hat. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, sort of like what they did with an Empire when what's his face? Jeremy had enough, did everything he needed to do for his contract, and they're like, well, we need to shoot one more Fett, and John Morton's like, he fit in the costume, so.
Yep.
Right.
Which is exactly why I need yet another signature on this right here. Because I do not have John Morton yet, and I have been stalking RosterCon to see where he's going to be appearing in the near future.
Very nice.
I think he's going to be in Fairfax, Virginia. Maybe that might be.
Daniel's like crying over there listening to Tem.
He's done. He was done from the beginning when he did like a Bantha, he was done.
Okay, see, here's what I want. Here's what I want. Lucasfilm, because people who are listening, Disney, it doesn't have to be Lucasfilm. I want Tamora Morrison and Daniel Logan in something. Non-Star Wars related. What I want those two in like a buddy cop show or something.
There you go. I feel that would be very doable.
It'd be hilarious.
Right.
Well,
Or
since they're saying that,
father-son.
what's his face? That Samuel L. Jackson's going to show up in season 2, maybe bringing Daniel as as a walk-on character.
Go ahead. Why not? What's up, Ashley?
Hey, Ashley. Hope all's well at Fan Expo Chicago. Daniel's story about the Battle of Geonosis is absolutely fantastic in this panel. It's classic as anything has been told tonight.
Mm-hmm.
How he's like, yes, I'll be back for episode 3. And they bring back Tem as another clone.
Sad boy.
Speaking of Ashley, please check it out Mondays. Rebels Revisited has been absolutely on fire in the last couple of episodes.
Had a nice watch along on Monday for the 4th of July,
Mm-hmm.
and back to a regular show this Monday.
Cool.
Excellent. Yeah. They're just
See, like, who else has talked besides a word here to edge? Edge.
well, Doug had a good.
Oh yeah, Doug got his thing in.
Yeah, and Anthony started the panel off. They
Well, that's
gave
true.
the elder statesman the chance, and now it's over.
Yeah, it's that's the tomorrow morning's show.
Look at that. He's like, I'm a badass.
That's right.
He did lose quite a bit of weight though since he got added being dad bod fat.
Yeah.
He's
I mean,
felt compared to what he was in that episode of Mando. It's cool that they have that relationship still too.
so Jason, we are watching this panel on YouTube. We are watching along this Attack of the Clones 20th anniversary panel. And I'll go ahead and pop that link in the chat for you.
About 18 minutes and 15 seconds in or so. 10.
Yep. And we're sitting at around 1820 right now.
Actually, Gina canceled. There was actually a notice on their page that she's canceling off of Chicago.
Well, but they still got Anthony and Carl.
Yep.
Jason, we talked about a little bit beforehand. There is now a Celebration 2022 panels playlist on our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/the virtual Cantina network. So you can just look under playlists and just find all the ones that we've found so far on YouTube. I'm sure there are others, and I'm constantly like working and updating that, so you can find a lot of those full panels right there. So that's kind of fun too, to hear that not only do Daniel and Tamora have that kind of like father-son relationship, is like on the con circuit, Jeremy and Tamora kind of got a little bit of that as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. That's funny. I'm sure there was a lot of kind of funny awkwardness with different characters based on the prequel, sequel, or prequel original trilogy kind of timelines.
Yeah.
Even prequel, sequel, original trilogy timelines.
See, why don't they do that anymore? Disney.
Why didn't they do that here? That's what used to annoy me, that they had these things going on in Florida and they didn't do something similar. Could have been different scale, whatever, on here in actual Disneyland.
I think you miss out on so many things because of like how of a like local California park it is, because you guys don't have as many hotels and resorts. But I mean, I don't think that's the excuse anymore, because if there are enough hotels in the area to support Celebration, it could support a Star Wars weekend.
Yep.
but I guess that they're not all owned by Disney, so Disney isn't cashing in twice.
Right.
Yeah, they say that his son is like Daniel when he was a kid, like rambunctious and running around
Yeah.
the con.
Mad child. Wasn't he up on the stage with him for when he was doing the live stage?
I think
stuff?
so.
And I think Notman, did you and Mike meet his son in at what, Capitola?
Oh, yeah, they were dealing with him there. He said they were having to guard things because that child was very rambunctious, as it were.
So Lenny, we can't stream the things that we watch in a watch along because Facebook and YouTube algorithms pick up on the fact that we're streaming content that we don't own and will like flag us for that.
Shut it down.
Now, this particular panel we could have gotten away with, but we do this in our regular watch along format because we're definitely like we're watching episodes of Obi-Wan, or we're watching episodes of we'll be watching episodes of or the movies or whatnot. So we kind of do it this way so we don't get shut down. Right? Like we have the technology, but doesn't let us get away with that for copyright reasons.
There might be a different platform that could maybe do it, but
yeah, we might could go live with content that we don't own on Twitch. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly. But then we couldn't put it to Facebook or even YouTube. I don't think. Maybe, yeah, probably have to stay like on Twitch or even somewhere. I don't know if it lived anywhere. But I know there are of channels that do things with video that they watch and show you the video as they talk over it. But that is like exactly a Twitch or some other platform for sure.
Yeah, and like I said, we could probably get away with doing it with this panel, but with the other content that we do, it definitely wouldn't let us.
It's our normal Star Wars content would be tagged instantaneously, shut down. Sad
Something
boy.
like as soon as Van Halen kicks in. Wait, no, the live.
That was fun.
And it was our lawyer.
Yeah.
Yes. These things happen.
It was an honest mistake. We learned from it and we moved on. Let's back to the Tomorrow Show. Tomorrow's cool though. Hearing him sing the live stage was pretty interesting.
He's not lying.
It's interesting how well being in Star Wars affected like Daniel versus other actors of similar age that were in other Star Wars movies, like Jake, for instance, who didn't have the same kind of experience, especially with like cons and being kind of embraced by the fandom quite so much. It'd be interesting to see like the opposite. Like, what if that was Jake Lloyd right now? Well, it wouldn't be for this panel, but
yeah. I don't know. That's interesting is just why or how or what in his experience on the movies or what in his life outside of the movie set
right
him to the way he is.
Exactly.
Because we see, and I don't know how much all the rest of you in the chat see, how much of the Star Wars life that Daniel lives all the time. If you watch his Bounty Boxes live shows, I think actually there was one on right before this
He does
broadcast.
them all the time. He does. He
I
does a
was,
lot of those.
yeah, was watching a little bit earlier, and what last week he was doing a giveaway, and I got some free entries into the giveaway because for posting a picture of him and Dominic Pace as Gecko in the line.
Oh, that's
Okay.
great.
Like, what? Yeah, free entries on the wheel.
Woohoo.
Some of these stories are really cool though. Involving the helmet, all this stuff. No closed captioning. He did not say Django fat.
Yeah, it's not Django.
Django Unchained fat. That's funny.
It's interesting how sometimes they do hit as Django and sometimes they hit as Django.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Unchained.
Right. I mean, maybe it depends on who's saying it or how he's saying it.
Oh, that's I hadn't heard this part of the story before. I was not at this panel. I think I was actually waiting in line for Tamora at the panel.
Yeah, I think we were in costume when we saw you going to a panel or to meet up with Tamora or something.
Mm.
Was that Saturday? This was Saturday, wasn't it?
I thought this was Friday.
Was this
Was
Friday?
it Friday? I might be wrong.
If it was Friday, I probably wasn't around. But if it was Saturday, I thought that was when I saw. I know I saw Matt going into a panel. Matthew.
Yeah, I don't remember when I the blur at this point is I would have to go back and get my ticket and like what day did I get the Tamora signature?
Exactly.
Martin says Friday.
Okay, so this was Friday. Good.
Okay.
Good that some people are keeping us up and straight.
Well, he was happy. He was like, there.
What about Bear?
I would pay. I would pay to see them do a show, like come in and watch the movie with them or something.
Oh, absolutely. That would be a fabulous thing. Is just going over that. But no, I mean, I love the story is like, oh, he's holding the helmet and he's doing the shot, but he doesn't know why he's doing it.
Right. He's a little kid and he's not questioning it the same way either. It's like, okay, I'm gonna hold this helmet and do this thing. Doesn't register that that's the last of his father.
Oh, Lanny, this must have been like absolutely fabulous to be front row for this panel. This is one of the greatest, like I think 5 panels that occurred at Celebration from what I've heard from everyone
Absolutely.
who was at them. This is top 5 easily.
Martin, what was? I know you worked this panel. What was the other panels that you really enjoyed working on? I just want to remind everybody that we're going to do a giveaway at the end of this movie as well, this show as well, and we'll also announce what we're going to be doing next week.
Ooh, absolutely. And for those of you that are related in there, we're at 3115 right now. talking about how at this point is doing it digitally was lower resolution than film.
Mhm.
But that's where we were.
About halfway through. um,
Yeah. And this one was really, this movie just a really cool mix of new digital technology that George had just invented for this, or ILM has invented. I'm hoping in the new 6-part ILM show that we're going to get on Disney coming at the end of the month, we'll probably get some insider stuff on this very movie. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I think so.
very likely. They've gone through a lot of groundbreaking things. So that's why it's got to be multi-part.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the amount of things that ILM invented just in passing in what they were doing, the whole thing, like, because I think were they the impetus, if not the start of roundabout way of the Pixar computer that
Exactly.
then branched off and then like got absorbed back in.
Yep. Part of it's also the software, like RenderMan, that
Mhm.
is used to do a lot of that stuff and was ultimately, adapted for that,
And then you
among
have
other things.
fabulous, model builders and
Yeah, the model builders have always been the staple of their backbone, I would say, of what they do.
well, and then those people go off and go create crazy other things too.
Yep.
Grant Imahara, Adam Savage, is
Yep.
Troy Belleci.
That whole crew. Amazing talents.
Yeah, because out of this, I think we were talking about this the other day in one of the office chats, is Grant Imahara got his start, at ILM on the prequels and ended up later creating the Spidey animatronic
Yep.
for California Adventure.
Amazing piece of technology.
Yep.
One of the last things he did, unfortunately, but
Yes.
a great kind of testament to his ingenuity, as it
But
were.
friends with Adam Savage too.
Yep. He really were on the same show for a long time.
Mhm.
And to work together. There's pictures of them, but working on like models, I think from like episode 1 or 2 at ILM from 20 years ago, 20 plus years ago.
Yes, Grant. Rest in peace to Grant. Amanda is I mean, I cannot imagine the amazing things that he would have accomplished had he lived a little bit longer. Because I mean, I came to Grant. I can't remember if it was first on Mythbusters or first on was it Robot Wars?
Oh yeah, BattleBots.
BattleBots. That's it. There was another Robot Wars. There was another spin-off fee show or something similar. But yeah,
Like maybe like a rip-off show. I used to run into him at different events and celebration and stuff. Very cool guy.
oh, Tales of the Jedi panel is Martin says was great. I didn't see that one either. That's gonna be a cool kind of thing.
It's interesting how sort of sporadic they've been with what they've released. It's like all the live stage stuff is, you can get 8-hour block of live stage, but like these panels are like sort of peppered in, not really.
Right. Is like I have not seen more than just like a minute or two clip of the
Right.
opening panel, the Lucasfilm panel.
Hmm.
Haven't seen very much of that. I haven't been looking for a lot of, you know, the stuff that we saw about like Star Wars, like Skeleton Crew or whatever. And
Right. The other peripheral stuff of that panel. Surprised, is there like no fan video, or has it been taken down?
so, I mean, I've seen pieces of it as fan video. I've seen, you know, the chorus doing the
I
duel
think
of the
somebody would
fates.
have strapped in and recorded as much as they could have, and like on a tripod and stuff. I don't know. Maybe they were weird about it.
Yeah, is, I mean, for a number of the panels, at least near me, they had, you know, security walking up and down the aisles, making sure nobody was recording.
Well, that was
Right.
for specifically for any kind of video content that was broadcast during the panel.
Right.
But
But see, but during that like Lucasfilm panel, there were a lot of different
yeah, there
video.
was a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
Like every other thing was like, hey, let's talk for a second. Oh, here's some video. Let's talk for a second. Here's some video. So yeah, that one I understand. That they would sort of leave it out of the mix, but there's, you know, tons of other ones that don't have anything that, or minimally anything that has to do with like something they'd want to keep sort of on the down low for now.
Yes.
So I don't know. Just seems weird.
It's always that. You never know what's going to be here, what's going to be there.
But it's cool that Matthew was sort of passed the baton from Ben Burt of the Sound Guru, and now he gets to be like not only voicing stuff but actual on screen.
Yep.
So I think
episode one anyways.
Martin and Lanny, several people are asking in the chat about the what is it, the Tales of the Jedi panel. And so I don't know, I haven't watched the whole thing, so I don't know if it's full, but there is a video of that in our Celebration 2022 panels. I think that was posted by our friends over at Skywalking Through Neverland. So good chunk of that panel is up and available in that playlist if you guys want to go check that out later.
See, that's what I was thinking. There'd be more of that type of thing, that somebody, you know, like a Skywalking Through Neverland or some other channel would have recorded large portions of stuff. And then, of course, not recorded when they tell you not to record, which is during the video clips.
Right.
Whatever, you know.
Well, and it's like anything that you saw on the live stage, right? Is they'd cut off on the live stage when they would go to the clips. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sherry, I think that's why this most of the panels are like an hour, and the clip that I have on the playlist is more like a 40-minute clip. As I think
sense.
that's why, is just what Jeff was talking about. They recorded what was able to be recorded. They didn't record, you know. So
yep, that would make sense with enough you know, stuff that they didn't want you to record to fill up the good portion of the time.
He's so charismatic.
For a sound guy, especially.
Well, he said that he was trained in theater, so.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's interesting to find, you know, people's ultimately what their background is when it comes
Right.
to stuff like this. 'Cause sometimes that's what makes them do this so well, is the fact that they weren't or were trained in some other weird thing, or didn't necessarily have the standard, you know, background for a specific job.
Right.
I remember running into him a handful of times at different celebrations, as well as Ben Burt at least once on the show floor. I think that was in Indy. So it's always cool to see the behind the scenes guys. I don't know if I've ever run into John Knowles. Maybe saw him walking by in passing or something. But he's definitely been in my lexicon for quite some time since I saw his name in the credits on a little piece of software called Photoshop that I've been using for 30, yeah, about 30 years at this point. It's a long time.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Sherry's saying he was in Cincinnati at the Comic-Con last fall and just never seemed to have very many people there. Just didn't know who he was. And I mean,
Yeah, that's the problem.
it's just unless he's got like dynamic signage. Yeah, he's.
I was going to say.
He's
Or,
kind
you
of
know,
an unassuming kind of guy.
you
And-
focus in on, like, let's say Grievous and put that on his sign, that might get more attention
Mhm.
than like Bib Fortuna, for instance. But yeah, he really needs one of those signs that's got, you know, a bunch of different stuff. Because that's what he's done.
Mhm.
So I saw his name in the credits for a Marvel movie,
Ooh.
or maybe, well, maybe it wasn't Marvel, but some other movie that wasn't necessarily Star Wars. I could be mistaken, but I thought I did. Maybe it was a show. Maybe it was a Marvel show. That would probably make more sense anyways. I don't know. That would make sense if
There you
working.
go. It's always a hit when they do the voices.
That's why D. Bradley Baker kind of commanded the room for the Bad Batch panel.
He really
Well, cool. That's kind of his show, so I'd imagine he would.
Well, you know, he wasn't the only one there. He was there with Omega.
Mhm.
But every time he would chime in, it would be as a different character.
Yes.
And then they did that table read of him with Omega and the other guy doing the direction, stage direction and stuff. And it's amazing to see those types of talent, you know, basically jumping from character to character without a beat. I'd lose my place or stumble over my words or something.
Here it is. Here's the big reveal. Oh,
Oh, here comes the Sabers.
oh, look. There's you're supposed to be calling out appearance.
Oh well, might be a second. Is there Martin? Do we see him?
Is it this time yet?
Yeah, there he is.
Yep.
Yep,
Uh,
carrying Hayden's chair. He's so inconspicuous.
Stealthy.
Yes. Well done, sir. He's like he.
wacky.
Now, is this part of this panel where she's like, "Nice to meet you, Sky Guy"?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's like not our Sky Guy.
The clone of that Sky
And Matt Lancher's like,
guy.
That's right.
He's sitting in the audience crying right now.
yes. Hold my beer.
Some they got some serious air there.
I like that. Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan Kenobi, comma, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Remember them releasing little bits and pieces of these like photos from
Behind the
the
scenes.
production
Hmm.
on StarWars.com or in the Insider or whatever. Entertainment Weekly.
There you
Yeah, because he did a lot of stunts in Moulin Rouge.
you know, falling off windmills, that sort of thing.
Yes.
Come on, what? It's not Ewan doing all the flips and tricks and lightsaber capoeira or whatever it
His name isn't Tom Cruise.
is. Oh, well, we can only hope.
Don't allow the stunt guy to let his mom see him if he hurt himself. That's not good.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Daniel needs to show up as young Boba Fett in
Oh.
Obi-Wan.
I mean, technically, he did in Boba Fett, right? But it was just recycled footage or
Yeah, well,
played with footage.
some of it was, I guess, unused angles or something, but yeah, nothing new shot.
Does anybody else think it's kind of funny or get giddy when you see Ashley kind of snicker when Ewan says fart?
Actually, it is our Ahsoka. Ashley is like a 14-year-old girl.
I know.
that's
Great
why
to
we
hear
love
the
her.
story, though. The story from a certain point of view is
Yeah.
the same as from a different point of view. Nice to meet you.
Not method acting.
Martin says that the whole beginning of the panel that Ewan and Hayden were there backstage just watching and just like waiting to come out and enjoying the
I was
panel.
wondering about that. I was going to say, were they just standing there? Do they have a green room type area set up for them? A little chair or couch with a monitor? Or...
Nice to meet
Martin
you.
says they were just kind of standing there from stage left.
That's weird. That was a while too.
And hey, there's Ashley standing up in the crowd.
More cameos. What's up with that?
And the crowd goes banana when she mentions Sky Guy.
Mhm.
So my favorite bit of lightsaber training or how well at least Ewan uses a lightsaber. If you've ever find online clips of him on the Graham Norton show, hilarious.
So Martin says he stood on stage left for about 10 minutes before they were due on. So they didn't say the whole time.
thing.
That's weird.
Look at Hayden looking so young with his Padawan tail.
Looks exactly like he did in Kenobi.
It's like they.
Suspect.
That was like a carbon copy. They're the same picture.
You know, it's kind of funny because I was watching the new episode of the Orville, which, by the way, this new season's absolutely fantastic. And I'm like, look at the technology they're using on this. And then I look at Snuffy and Hayden's, and I'm like,
Don't hate on Mr. Snuffleupagus.
It's choices. It's choices on what they do. You know, I am fully confident that they could have made a more lifelike Bantha, but not so much.
I think if you would have met the Bantha in the Mandalorian experience, it would have changed your outlook.
So I don't know, because I've seen pictures of Anthony Daniels with that Bantha, and it gives me a more Big Bird and Snuffle. It's my opinion. It really does.
It looks cool when it's puppeteered. I've seen video of it with it doing it's like it's just standing there, but it's moving and opening its mouth and making noise. And it's, I guess its eyes and other maybe facial features move. I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, whatever. So they did what they did.
Notman Lightning will strike you dead. Ewan McGregor does not look like a young David O'Neill. Even when
maybe the other David O'Neill that's in the group.
It could be the other David O'Neill that's in the group. It might look like him. Yes.
Do you think it was planned that every presser or anything that Hayden's done for Kenobi, he was always wearing black?
I don't know if it's like a deal or if it's like his kind of style.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That was more like he probably got somebody to help him with his clothes, and they're like, let's just do all black variations. Everything is
because, like, you know, Jeff has 3,000 shirts, but they're all black.
I have quite a few black shirts. I try to remedy that when I can. I have almost that many Star Wars shirts as well, which aren't all black. Which
right.
But yes, if it's not black, it's Star Wars. Or in some cases, it's both. Or a band.
Yeah, no, actually,
not all three.
Probably at the period of this show, I was kind of rocking the OB Jesus hair and beard, but not the same.
Not so much anymore. So who else is in the audience? Who was out there before? Ashley was in the audience. It'd been cool if George would have just came out and done a little surprise.
Yeah.
Surprise appearance.
I mean, you got him on video. That's what you were gonna get.
He'll be in town eventually because they're gonna finish his museum pretty soon. Big discussion about George.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I like hearing this part where you hear we don't see Ewan really as a fan often.
Right.
Like you do hear. We just he's a part of it. He is the Star Wars because the prequels have been around so
Right.
long, you know. Um, so you don't get to really
And
see that
you
in
don't
here.
you don't think about the fact that he's got a different connection to Star Wars than the rest of us. When he was a kid and it came out, it wasn't just a cool movie, it was a cool movie with his uncle in it.
Right.
So, that makes it next level, kind of, the fact that he got to be in it himself and all that, and that he is, a fan, etc.
And how much he's honoring the working with
Yeah, his whole homage to Alec Guinness
oh, absolutely.
specifically.
Well, the twirling of the beard, and which is an Alecism.
Yeah, and really working on like adapting his performance to Alex.
Exactly. Bridging the gap.
Yeah, but like I said, is I bet Taika wouldn't have forgotten he was in the prequels and asked him if he wanted to star.
Okay,
in
so
the new
can I,
Star
can I,
Wars
can I
project.
just can I just say with that, it's like, why would you publicly admit that?
Yeah.
Like every
It was something
press is bad press.
Obviously they're doing the at the premiere or some press junket just happened to say something about it, and that's the thing that stuck. But yeah, that's pretty bad.
But I was just like, why would you admit that?
Because how much press has that gotten for Love and Thunder?
Yeah, that too. And also now it'll get more press for his Star Wars stuff.
Exactly.
So,
and it's not like it's outside of the realm of possibility that you could put her in there again. Hamill's played how many parts at this point?
Yeah. Larry's a good point. In a way, though, it's on brand for Taika.
Mm.
Well, she would have to be something, what? Where her face was covered, or are we getting to the end here?
Yeah, it would have to be something where her face is covered, or here's your like outside of the box kind of thing. What if she were to play an older version of one of Padme's body doubles that was still alive?
There was an interview a couple weeks ago with Keira Knightley, and it said, "Who you been mistaken for?" And one of the people she said was Natalie Portman, but that makes sense because it's Star Wars.
Right.
What a great panel!
It really was.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
I was so happy to see that this was one of the panels that was available. I know they interspersed it in some of the Star Wars Live. They did other panels in between. Like I thumbed through some of the stuff. It was definitely a good one. So yeah, with that in mind, I'm also going to announce that next week we're going to be joined by some of the Jedi Archives crew because we're going to watch the High Republic panel from Celebration Anaheim.
Nice.
So that'll be pretty nice, to get Bryce and Mike up on here. Maybe John too. We'll find out, but it'll be definitely join us next week for that. And I'm gonna do the giveaway, which will be a trivia question, and it's going to be the first person that Dave sees the right answer on his screen, because people seem like to call out my page and say, we were first on yours. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not even going to put myself in that position.
All right. It's like gonna blame it on me. Let me
Yes.
get over there. Ooh, zapped out for a minute.
The window ready.
All right.
So we're going to have that. And anyone who's in the mod squad or have won in the past 6 months are not eligible for this one. So are you guys ready for the question in the chat? Don't all jump at once.
Everybody, anybody? Notman said boo. Okay, so people are paying attention. They're hearing it.
Okay. The question is, what was the name of Lao She's bar in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom? What was the name of Lao She's bar in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom? First person on Dave's screen.
I got no answers yet.
Where's the answers?
I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this one.
I know the answer to this one.
I was talking about one of the shirts today.
Oop.
Nutman, you can't answer.
Don't say anything. I just removed his comment.
It's still there. Somebody else answered after that.
Matt Stevens. Absolutely. Congratulations, sir.
Yeah, well, let's make sure.
All right.
Confirm on
That
Dave.
is the first one on my screen. Is Matt
There you
Stevens.
go. Cool.
Yep. The name of the bar was Club Obi-Wan, and you could see it clear as day as Short Round is rounding the corner after Indy jumps through the ceiling with Willie. So congratulations, Matt. If you could private message me your address, I will get you your gift. And I have a very special one for today. I've been holding off for something very nicely. So you won an exclusive George Lucas
Maker
Stormtrooper Black Series action figure.
That's sweet.
So Matt, congratulations. Get me your address and I will put that into the mail with you within the next week or so. So where's that tea in Fan Expo Boston? I most likely will, for my photo up there, I'll probably be wearing my Club Obi-Wan t-shirt as opposed to the Hello There one that I had planned 3 years ago, which everybody and their mother probably went and got, for celebration when they were looking for t-shirts.
I don't remember if I saw one of those in line or not. I mean, I've seen it before, and I was actually like looking for one before celebration, and it didn't arrive.
Right.
But it's like I don't remember him.
So I think that'll go well, especially since the blue that's in it actually matches my my virtual Cantina hat.
Ooh.
And I plan on, for most of the Star Wars, unless they're Mandalorian, which I have a Mandalorian hat, I'm gonna wear this puppy.
That's good. So when they inquire, oh, what is that? This is the Virtual Cantina Network. Come and join us. And
Exactly.
And you
But
turn
yes.
around and make them scan your your back.
That too. But yeah, so anyway, congratulations, Matt. Make sure that you send me over your address and I'll get this out to you in the next week or so. A little bit crazy over on my end. I'm getting ready for 2 cons within 2 weeks of each other too. So I'm prepping for both currently. And plus, them announcing you in today didn't help my plans either. So I'm kind of like, nope.
Lots more stuff.
Anyway, that's pretty much it. But I love being on watching this panel. It was a great panel. Jeff, thoughts as we close?
Fun panel, like you said. Great info, great insight. Good to hear like that story from the other side. Tomorrow's always, fun to hear ramble and get the whole like a bantha thing again.
That's always funny.
It was great.
I also thank Martin for giving some insight in the crowd tonight, talking about uh,
Oh yeah, for sure.
you
That
know,
was awesome.
backstage in this panel, which is phenomenal. Thank you very much for that, Martin. Dave, your thoughts?
Okay, so like celebration, this is my takeaway from my first celebration. It needs to be 8 days long because I need the time. Like I was saying, I was standing in autograph lines during this panel, and I would have loved to have been in this panel.
See, that's where being in Chicago would have been ideal for you because they added the Monday.
Oh yeah.
It would have gave you extra time to do other stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's that just that kind of thing, but I'm finding that as well. Like you said, is the GalaxyCon schedule was released today, but I got time to do how many autographs I want to do. I got time to do all the panels I want to do. It's more Star Wars we need all the time.
Yes. Absolutely. So once again, next week, High Republic with the Jedi Archives crew. Don't forget, this week, I believe, are you guys up this week or is it the other guy?
Yes.
Okay.
We are going to have an episode of the Unifying Force. I'm not going to go ahead and give you our topic because we're tossing around a couple. We got a couple of good ones in the works. But yeah, episode of the Unifying Force Sunday.
Excellent.
The 11 Eastern.
And then of course we have the Rebels Revisited this coming week, which is fantastic as well. Great show, and you're doing a great job producing that one, Jeff. So thank you very much for that. And then get ready. We've got a lot of shenanigans on Tuesday and a lot of good stuff. Once again, congratulations, Matt, on winning that and getting the question correct. But we hope to also see you guys at any of our cons. I know Dave is going to be at GalaxyCon and has run into people on the floor last year, and hopefully he'll run into more people and meet up with them this year as well. We have a meetup at Terrificon and also at Fan Expo Boston this year. So check on the list on our page.
Yep, watch out. I'll be wearing my Punch It Chewy shirt at least one of the days, I'm sure.
Me too. I'm trying to figure out which day I'm going to see the most Star Wars people to wear my Punch It Chewy shirt for. But I plan on wearing at least, I think I'm going to wear that and the original jersey, and then at Terrificon I'll wear the our Bunta Eve racer.
Yep, and I'll be at Galaxy. I believe I will be, if it comes together, cosplaying an X-wing pilot at least one of the days as well.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, it was great having everybody here tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. We will see you again next week. So with Jeff from Dave, this is Spencer saying, may the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
This is the way.